Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from our comfy couch here in the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon Reviews for May 1st, 2022, with your host, Peacebreaker2448, and Wrap It Up Salon.
Hi.
We start a new show! Did we get to start 0-1 this week?
And for once, I didn't wait till today to watch all 4 episodes. I did space it out though, so I still had to watch a episode today. I foresee a problem.
To be fair, you probably could not watch the show and still be able to follow along regardless.
Probably. But I kind of want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Also, I'm doing the dumb. I'm watching it on Tubi, but I'm not following the episode structure. Once we get to the point with the filler episodes, I will skip on there.
Yeah. I am watching those same subs on the Blu-ray because I have the Blu-ray set, so why would I not watch it on the thing I spent money on?
Also, when you get past the batch that has 32 in it, you might want to start telling me what episodes are going in order on you.
Yeah, because they put the specials on, like, the extra disc.
Yeah. That way I know for sure which ones we're skipping.
Yeah. I did find out today, because I was in Togadon's chat or Kaiju Carlos' chat for Togadon this week, because they were talking to Shin Godzilla and all that stuff. Someone redeemed points for people to say their hot takes. I dropped that hot take about Dragonite being better than Ryuki.
And immediately put everyone off.
No, they're all like, oh, I haven't heard that one before, really? But, like, nobody there had really watched Dragonite, so no one can really comment on it.
Wow, that's surprising.
Well, the problem is, like, how easy accessible is Dragonite beyond the usual writer show, to be honest? And also, how much interest is there from anyone to watch the American adaptation of this one writer show, when the other American adaptation of a writer show is notoriously fucking dog shit?
True.
Everyone's just gonna go, oh, it's probably dog shit too, except it's not. It's better than the original series. I don't care. I don't care if you're upset at me saying that. Get over it.
I mean, you're not wrong. Oh,
Look, folks, we watched 36 episodes of fucking Ryuki. I think we can very well definitively say Dragon Knight is a better show than Ryuki for us.
yeah.
Because I don't know how much, like 14 episodes or so? I don't remember how many episodes are left of that show, but however are left, like, can turn that show around. I don't think it can.
I think we were already at the point where it didn't matter.
Yeah. So yeah, I dropped that. I also dropped the I despise Kabuto with the burning passion of 1,000 suns in a different episode of theirs, and they were like, why do you say that? And I just simply said, I despise most of the cast, which feels like the tip of the iceberg for why we don't like Kabuto, but that feels like the starting point.
I mean, yeah.
And they're all like, oh yeah, fair. If you don't like the cast, you're not gonna like the show. And I'm like, yeah. But that's just the start. Everyone, like most of that cast, have all these little things that just pissed us off to no end. But anywho, we're watching a good show. A really good show.
That I also actually had a, card for this time. That is totally not the same picture, just blurred in the background. I have got that set up to where I can do that.
Yay.
I think I actually had that set up when... I don't think it was Ryuki. It might have been Dragon Knight when we did it last. Because I couldn't find anything that fit properly in it.
But folks, we are watching Kamen Rider 01 starting this week. We're going to watch the entire show, plus the 2 V cinemas, because we've covered Real Time, we've covered Reiwa Generations. We're not going to spend time on the Thouser special or the Job animated shorts thing or whatever other extra thing there is for 01. We're just going to watch the V cinemas, and you get to hear us just trash those V cinemas when we get to them.
At least the second one.
Yeah.
Nope. Holding that. Otherwise, we'll be
Hold
on that
till
again.
We're done. Hold it till we're done. But yeah, this show debuted September 1st, 2019. I think this is the newest show we've done ever for Rider or for TGSR, besides, I think, Wizard.
Yes. And
because
actually, Wizard is still going to be the top on that because we were starting it as it was wrapping up.
As it was airing. Yeah. Unless we start a show about when it's over, it's not happening.
Well, okay. Basically, to put it into perspective, where we're at with Revised right now, if we were to start it now, that would then take it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, you saw this week's episode, right?
Yes.
So we're 2 out of 3 on predictions now, right? Because this counts as Aguilera's redemption, right? Or at least the start of it.
Feel like yes. I feel like one of those is gonna maybe miss. Like that one's still in limbo.
Yeah, So we have to see where this goes in like a few weeks or so.
Also, all I've got to say, why does Apollo Man have to be so good a villain?
You know, I keep reading the opposite from other people, just like, fuck, Apollo Man sucks. And I'm like, what, you don't like mustache twirling, just fuck you, I'm evil guy?
It's a case of, I think right now everyone's wanting to see what final villain is, and they don't think that it's going to be one that we've kind of, you know, had in our face, which they're probably right. We've still probably got that last minute, oh look, this was the one pulling the strings all along moment. But I love the fact that right now he is just the face of villain right now. And it is like, yep, he will be the next one to go down.
Yeah.
And what's bad is it probably will be soon. Because we're kind of at the, oh, now he's fully exposed. Oh, guess what's coming next?
He dies the final form, probably. Because that's
probably
within the next month or so. Because Over Demons is this month, which I don't think, have I showed you what Over Demons looks like?
I don't think.
Oh, prepare to be disappointed. For those that don't know, Over Demons is a sound effect in the Demons driver. It's supposed to be, it seemed like it was some sort of upgrade to Demons. I mean, it is, kind of.
Is it more of a side grade?
I'm not sure. It's certainly a kit bash looking thing. To describe this to folks listening, this is the Demon's undersuit with Bale's armor, like the chest and shoulder armor, with a new helmet. And this is with the Demon's driver. This is not with the Bale driver. Also, we don't know who this is, but we know they're a good guy.
Because I know I've got something set up for this, so we're just gonna switch to the TGS. A hot second here to
drink this in. And before anyone asks, considering
I don't even.
Before anyone asks, considering the kind of like photoshopping look nature of this, no, this is official. This isn't from the magazine scans where this debuted, but this is the first image I found.
This makes Thundergale look good. That's what's bad.
You know, it's times like this I go, you know, Sakura shouldn't get an upgrade. She shouldn't get a form change because it will look like garbage. They will find a way to screw it up.
I mean, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
But can we not do this?
But yeah, we know this person, whoever is Over Demons, is a good guy. They will come in to help, but they have left it as a mystery of who. So we don't know if this is going to end up being George, or Hiromi, or the dad, or fucking someone else. Fucking who knows. Like, take your bets. I'm willing to bet it's just going to end up being Hiromi, who's just going to come back and be like, hi guys, I'm back in the show now.
Yeah. As much as everyone loved him to begin with, yeah. Yeah.
Granted, they keep having George stare at the Demon's driver the last few episodes, so I think that's why George is like a hard possibility on this, but I think he's just going to become his OC writer eventually.
Okay. Okay. You said whoever's going to be in the Overdemons suit is going to be helping them.
Yes.
Then it's not George.
Fair.
I full on expect last minute it be him.
Mm-hmm.
He might do something stupid like steal this suit last minute. But yeah.
But also, this was the only thing from the magazine scans for this month. So we don't know anything else past when this debuts in like a couple weeks or so. Which presumably this debuts in 2 weeks because it wasn't in the preview for next week. So I assume it debuts in 2 weeks. Because the rest of the magazine scan was everything from this episode. So Jean with her scythe, and then the totally platonic Sakura in Aguilera scenes.
So, you know, in theory, this suit could be literal last 30 seconds of next week's episode.
Probably. Because they keep putting that doctor lady in danger, and like her and Hiromi had scenes together, so I guess there's supposed to be a thing between them, so I guess he's supposed to show up and save her. Because Daiji's not allowed to do anything in this show.
Ever.
Of importance. I liked that I saw a tweet from someone that was just like, Sakura's already subverted Daiji as secondary writer, and because of this week's episode, she's trying real hard to subvert Ikki as main writer.
Yeah. It. I gotta give the writing team props on that. Because this feels like they were told, no, you can't have a female secondary writer, and they said, okay, we'll have a female tertiary writer that does more than the secondary. How about that?
we will sabotage our secondary writer to make the tertiary writer better. Take that. Look, I'll be honest. I'm gonna laugh my ass off if Sakura continues to get more and more importance to the point that Aguilera, whenever she gets to be a writer, because she'll get to be a writer, because fucking hell, she's like one of the most popular characters in this fucking show to start with.
Mm-hmm.
She's then Sakura's secondary writer. Thus, we have supplanted main and secondary with both female writers.
I feel like that's what they're aiming for. I'm fine with that, actually.
I will laugh my ass off if this is the case, especially if it leads to a V Cinema where the two of them get to take center stage. Because I totally see them going, all right, here's a V Cinema with Sakura and Aguilera as writers.
If it don't by this point, then I'd be surprised.
Which, weird note on her new weekend outfit. She doesn't have the scarf thing that everyone else has.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I don't know if that's supposed to be a hint at something, but she doesn't have the scarf. I assume it probably means absolutely nothing because her and Sakura have to poof away for a few weeks or so. Because we know that from episode summaries, so she'll probably come back with it.
Maybe.
Also, I will note that Weekend were the ones that took the Queen Bee vice stamp. George did not take that.
And of course they took it. I mean, how do you expect her to use a not Revice belt?
Yeah.
Just
Also,
tell me that they're not fixing to do that crap.
Yeah, because guess what vice stamp out of the 3-man Deadmans from the start of this show has yet to be released in any capacity? even in the set with the other two, because in the set with the other two, they gave you the Gift Junior Vice stamp. You know, the one that summons all the minions? They didn't give you Aguilera's. And then every other Vice stamp set we've gotten since then, no Queen Bee at all, whatsoever. Even in this new set that got announced with the fucking Shubil scythe weapon. No, it comes with the O's one and the Agito one. Or not the Agito. Was it the Agito one? No, I don't remember. It was like, it's the Agito one, right? One second. I need to double check this. Yes, it is the Agito one. The Tricera Agito one. And the Buffalo O's one. Because they continue to not make sense.
At all.
But yeah, again, no Queen Bee. At all. Even though it feels like it should be here since this is prominently a Sakura one, at least with the Vice stamp she's using.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, when are we getting Queen Bee? I assume we're getting it with a belt at this point, because fuck it, let's go.
Which, you know, part of me kind of wonders if we are getting a belt, another belt this late in the series, if that might mean we'll break the trend of final form being base form repaint.
We have exactly a month to find out, because it will presumably be in June, I think. Should be June.
Well, okay. I mean, I don't mean proper final form concept.
Right.
Fake final form would be the
You mean
best
the last
answer.
episode?
Yeah.
The last episode one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that might mean that.
You know what it's going to be? It's not going to be the base form. It'll be Revice repainted.
I don't know.
It will somehow be a Revice form, I feel like. Yeah, anywho, that is us talking about Revice for 20 minutes or so.
So the normal.
Yeah. Beyond Generations is out raw and is not out subbed yet. I skimmed through the raw. It is certainly a movie that has the Saber cast in it, and they certainly do not have the southern base or the northern base set anymore. For like half that movie, because they are all standing on a green screen with a very bad picture of the northern base behind them. Except earlier in the movie, they're in that base. So I don't know what happened mid-production.
Someone forgot to pay the bill.
Apparently. It's so dumb. As I was just skimming through it, I was just like, oh, hey, wait, but what happened to the set? Also, I believe Demons is barely appears in that movie. Poor Hiromi. He barely got to be here just because he just got introduced, I think. So maybe we'll have that subbed in a few weeks or so, and Maybe we'll watch it for an episode. Because I don't know. Might as well.
You're not wrong.
Anywho, a couple extra notes on 01 before we get into recap stuff. Our main writer is Yuya Takahashi. We ran into him before. He does X8. He does a bunch of other stuff. We did find out who the writer for the 01 comic is. He's apparently done a lot of good stuff and some not so good stuff, so we'll find out. They still haven't given any definitive information on that, even though they kind of re-announced that they're doing that, which feels weird when people are talking about it like it's new, and I'm like, this is 6 months old. We've known this for months now. It's just been long enough for you to forget it. Literally.
Bingo.
This is not new in any way. It's just under a new publisher because I think that the rights transferred kind of. We have a rotation of directors. I didn't really pin down a main director for the show, so it's kind of just a rotation. But any thoughts into my full second watch of the series and your sixth or something?
At least fourth.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah. No. Besides the fact that, people complain about certain aspects of the show, I can agree with them, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, look at X-Aid and then look at this, and you see that they learned. Big time.
All right, then. We shall kick off our recap of the first 4 episodes with episode 1, I'm the President and Uncommon Rider. So we get our little commercial introduction of the AI robots known as Humagears, with Koronosuke hidden, who is not appearing in this show past this point. Like, I think he has more screen time in Reiwa Generations than he has in the fucking series in total.
He does.
And it's so weird because it feels like, because as we'll learn, like, we learned about the Humagears in this commercial, and then it cuts to a news broadcast that says that he's died today and that they're having a funeral service for him. And then we see his grandson, Arto, our main writer, running off to go do his comedy gig at a local amusement park. It feels like his death should be a plot point at some point, but it's not. He just dies, and we move on.
I guess they figured that the plot point pertaining with his death was just that, literally the events of the show was waiting on him dying.
Right. And it feels weird that no one cops to it. Metsubo Jinrai doesn't cop to it, even though they have every reason to kill him. Guy will not cop to it, even though he despised the man for reasons. No one else in the show cops to it, so he just up and died randomly. And we don't even know how he died. He just died.
It almost makes you wonder if maybe it was just one of those weird things where it was a natural death kind of concept.
Probably
because if you think about it, the Humagears won't matter as far as how long they've got to wait on their plan to go.
Mm-hmm.
Guy was significantly younger than him. So really, he had time too. It was just a case of no one had to do anything. Just let him be kind of deal.
Yeah, because I think he's probably like 60-something. I think
Because
in Reiwa Generations? That's it.
Remember?
He looks the same age he does in this commercial, and this commercial has the current model of Humagears in it.
Yeah.
So he is on the old end of things, I feel like.
And we know that when him and Guy had the partnership, wasn't super far back.
It's at least, I would ballpark at 20 years, because Arto was officially 22 at the start of this show. And he is probably in his the tens during Daybreak. I forget how far Daybreak is from.
I think 12 years
Yeah.
back from where we are right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 12 years.
So, I mean, maybe it actually was meant to be that if we want to use this as a plot point, we can later, but it's really the thing that has to be. And maybe that's why we feel that way with it. There's certain things with the show that I feel like was left open-ended in case they need to add out with something plot-related.
Right. The wiki says that he died of natural causes, which the show never says those words.
Yeah, never.
They just said he died. They do not say specifically how. So that is an assumption on more or less everyone's part. That he died of natural causes. Unless something extra for 01 specifically states that he died of natural causes.
I mean, it's probably assumption based off of ever becoming a plot point.
Mm-hmm.
What's extremely weird is the fact that literally everyone's plans hinged on whether or not he lived. That's the real weird thing. Because it's like, okay, what if he just lived another 20 years? Would everyone just keep on going about their normal daily activities until that happened?
Probably.
I feel like Guy, of all people, would be impatient and probably attempt to kill him. Just to get the ball rolling.
I would do something that stupid.
I mean, that's one of those, it's like, yeah, I guess I can see that being natural, but at the same time, really, would everyone wait? That almost feels like someone might have helped.
Also, folks, you better believe I'm pulling up the full list of his crimes when it's shown in the episode, because I know someone got the full list. I am putting that full list in the notes when we get to that episode. Because I also saw someone tweet out, like, you know, Ocular should be arrested because she is a criminal. And I'm like, first of all, Phoenix would be the ones arresting her. And do you really want that to happen right now, considering who's in charge of Phoenix? No. 2, what fucking good has that ever done in this fucking in this franchise ever? I'm sorry. How many characters in this franchise have been arrested when they are not appearing in Drive or Double?
I mean, fair.
And those are 2 shows specifically about detectives. Otherwise, it doesn't fucking matter. Anywho. We end up following Naruto to the park. He says hi to Humagear on the way in, which is a nice little character thing to show that, like, oh, he really, like, respects Humagears and stuff, because he just says hi to this random Humagear by name as well. He does his set. There is no one there except, I think, this old couple. They're just sharing food.
And completely not paying attention to his bad jokes.
Yeah. So, yeah, we established that Naruto is bad at the comedy, which is the point and what makes it funny when everyone no-sells him, except for Fua. And it's really funny.
Who fake no-sells it.
I forget how much he just is like, no, I will not laugh in front of this dork. I will not show my dork side. I refuse. I refuse. But the park manager ends up firing him because, look, kid, you're not drawing a crowd. You're bad at this. Go find another dream. You wanna make people laugh? Find another way, because you're bad at the comedy stick. Goodbye. We then cut over to Hidden Intelligence, where our current Vice President, June, his lackey, and his Humagir Shesta, I forget his lackey's name. They're setting up to take over because, you know, he's the Vice President. Of course he's going to get promoted to President. That makes sense. Also, I love how they get the bad guy music, and these guys will never be bad guys.
Yeah, I know.
I was honestly surprised that they did not end up being villains in this show at all. They were just fucking comedy guys.
It's actually funny that the closest they are to bad guys is literally in this first batch.
Yeah. they just drop off from here to just being remember just complain at Arto when he does something bad, and otherwise just be there for a joke.
Of course, I guess to be fair, corporate bad guy role has already been taken. We will see the back of his head at the end of episode 3.
Yeah. him and his glass chessboard and his empty ass office with nothing in it that is fucking huge.
Yeah, for no reason.
Meanwhile, we check in with Mitsubo Jinrai as Hirobi and Jen are like, Koronosuke has died. It's time to move forward with our Magia plans. And so here's a Zetsubo Rise key. Go fucking slam a Zetsubo Riser on someone's waist and make them a Magia. But as a response to Koronosuke dying, we then check in with the satellite Zeya. It's the satellite that handles all the Humagir's like data and stuff so that they can learn. It deploys Izu, who's just sitting in the office.
In the office part of the office, not even the lab part of it.
Yeah, she's just sitting in like one of those little cushion chairs that's in there.
I think that's supposed to be like a charging bay for her. Because I know in one of the other episodes after, I think Arto had to bring her back to the office. I know it was later in. She was sitting on it too, as she came back too. So I think that's supposed to be like a charge repair station concept.
Well, I know the 3D printer acts as a repair station for her because that happens in like the mid-teens.
Yeah.
But I guess the couch cushion is a wireless charging station, I guess. You know, I've never thought how they charge them and how long their battery life is.
You know, before this rewatch, I hadn't thought about that either, and then the thought crossed my mind in the middle of one of the episodes. I'm like, wait a minute. We never actually look at that, do we?
We don't know what they run on.
It's like,
Like, we know they have some sort of liquid within them because we see it
some kind of blue liquid.
Right. But besides that, we don't know what they run on. Besides, probably something fancy in science fiction and nonsense.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But yeah, she's being deployed to go pick up Barto, and the 3D printer inside that apparently has its own name. It's called SATA. Because there is a separate AI in the office from Zeya, apparently, according to the wiki. I didn't realize that was the case. I thought it was just Zeya all the time.
Okay, there's got to be other... Because... It makes sense, but... I don't think that's ever showed anywhere even. Because I know it's not by name kind of deal.
Let me look real quick. Oh, SAT, or Sato, SATO. Oh, it's the voice. It's that voice whenever Zaya is deploying something, like the progress keys or any of that. It's that. That's not Zaya. That's Zat, apparently.
Huh.
I guess it's something in, like, the credits that says that. Because otherwise, I just assumed that was Zaya.
Okay, I bet. Okay, that I bet I could understand.
Because whenever that voice happens, we're zooming in on the Zaya satellite. So I'm like, it's the satellite saying that. Of course it is. That makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense that it would be its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially seeing as how it's freestanding from the satellite.
Yeah.
And because of the fact in Uber later episodes, we kind of, showcase the fact that that is not the only thing that can 3D print stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. We head back to the park. Human Gear showed up Baruto earlier. It's this guy who just pops his abs and stuff, who's fucking shredded, because damn. I believe him and I don't know if you ever saw her, like Tinkerbell from Saber are friends or something. I forget their exact relation. But it shows that he's really likes the cheers and stuff, so he's kind of reaching a singularity point, which makes them vulnerable to getting a Zetsubo Riser slammed on them and getting turned into a Magia, which is what Jin does, because
he wants friends.
Right. I always felt like it might have been intentional that Metsubo Jinrai are kind of hypocrites in their mission statement, because it's like, we want to free Human Gears, but we do that by slamming this thing on Human Gears that corrupts them and forces them to go attack people.
I feel like that was the entire concept there. Was for it to be hypocritical, to then make it not feel like as big of a left field curve when we, fully expose the Ark as the mastermind.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you guys have been manipulated by the Ark the whole time. Of course, because the Ark doesn't give a fuck about anybody.
Yeah. And I feel like that was kind of intentional. It's like, we're gonna free you by enslaving you. Wait, what?
That's not how that works. That's backwards.
And the main reason I say it like that is because that is actually the point where we start seeing the change kind of deal. And I'm not gonna say of who, because we'll get there.
But I wanted to note right here, because the 01 driver is being made in the 3D printer and stuff, and so we got a paint gun that somehow is painting multiple colors at the same time.
I mean,
fuck, that's a fancy ass paint gun.
I mean, it's a spray painter. It sprays all the colors at once, because that's how that works.
But when it's being assembled, you see this like block or chip or something being inserted in the, if you're looking at the driver, it's the right side of the driver. So not the slot, the side that the progress key goes in, the other side. That block actually looks like it's the same size as the actual slot on the DX toy that goes unused until we get to 02, where when you put the 02 faceplate on, you actually slide in this like block bit into that slot to activate the 02 standby in the like big bang attack in the 01 driver.
Huh.
And the noise it makes when it inserts is almost the same noise as the noise that same thing does. Because I double checked. Because when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. There's an open slot on that side. Did they? Interesting. But Easy picks up Arto, brings him to the reading of the will for Kornosuke, which the vice president makes Arto read, even though he's like, I don't know why you're here besides you being his grandson, which none of us knew he had a grandson to start with. So fucking read the will so we can get this over with. And the real ends up revealing, oh, when I die, a threat's coming that's going to corrupt human gears. The only way to stop it is the 01 driver, and it has to be wielded by the president, who is now my grandson. And everyone is kind of in shock about that because, yeah, why is this kid with no experience in business going to run the company and handle whatever this thing is, this vague thing is that's not being described to us accurately? But I do like that Arto immediately pulls everyone's attention in a split second and says, no, I don't want this. I'm not this person. I just want to be a comedy guy. Bye. Y'all can figure this out. Bye. And just leaves. But he immediately is able to grab everybody's attention. Doesn't even stumble or hesitate when he does so. Which I guess kind of proves Sorinosuke's point that Arto does have it in him. I don't know. I just noticed that, and I'm like, oh no, Arto, you can do this. You just, you know, just need some training. Eventually. But he leaves, heads down the elevator. He actually passes by his grandfather's painting. He's just like, sorry, granddad, and leaves the building. Again, one of those things of, it feels like there's something about their relationship that kind of led them to be very astray from each other after Daybreak, but we never get into it. I'm starting to see more and more why people thought Arto was a human gear, because they keep not talking about like this time period past Daybreak with Arto, and it feels like it's deliberate to be a surprise reveal of, oh, this is what happened, and it's like Arto's a human gear or something, and the show then proves otherwise, but people still hold on to that for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if that would even improve the show if Arto was a human gear.
I don't know.
I don't know what you get by proving by us having him be a human gear besides, oh, I guess he can now be corrupted extremely easily. Because that's the thing about him, if he's a human gear. He would be corruptible. All Metsubo Generai has to do is slap a Zetsubo Riser on him, and oh no, he's now a Magia, and we can't stop it. And if he's immune, wouldn't that solve the problem of like the first half of the show until we get to the Hopper Blade? You introduce a lot of problems. I feel like you introduce a lot of problems if you try that.
True.
Like, I think I said it to Achilles when I saw him talking about it, of because because people keep talking about like the end of 01, and I keep having to go, we know, and link the Twitter thread. We'll talk about that when we get to it, but like, I feel like if anything, R2 would be like cybernetically enhanced, but even then, he's like 12. His enhancements wouldn't be the same things he would be able to have if he was 22. They would have to be changed and updated. And that would be a thing known to somebody in Hidden Intelligence, because they would have to be the ones to do it to him. Unless it ends up being some nanotech thing that changes over time. So it feels like it causes more problems than it gives benefits if you go that route pre-show. During the show, I feel like it's fine, but pre-show, you can't do it because there's too many issues it can create. Anywho, we do get a flashback of him at Daybreak interacting with his Humagear dad, Sorio, who apparently is based off his dad. I think Reiwa Generations confirmed that. Right? I don't remember where that got confirmed. That Sorio actually looks like his dad. Do you remember? Tommy?
Do it.
Do you remember where it got confirmed that Sorio looks like his dad? Or is actually modeled after his dad? I feel like Reiwa Generations confirmed that, but I don't remember.
Maybe?
Because that goes against...
Remember.
Yeah, because that goes against the law thing that gets brought up later, and there's a whole thing on the wiki being like, this goes against the law, but maybe the law didn't exist before they did this. And I'm like, it's who fucking cares? It's not that big of a deal. But the Sorio gets destroyed in the explosion of Daybreak, but he does save Naruto. And Naruto distinctly remembers this. But we follow him back to the park because he's wanting a second chance, but seeing everybody happy and stuff is just like, maybe I'll rethink things. But then our Magia friend attacks. People are fleeing. He ends up corrupting other Humagears, turning him into I believe, Trilobite Magias. Essentially the goon Magias of the series. As they attack and stuff, AIM shows up. They're fighting the goon ones, and Fua just straight up starts firing at him before Yaiba can give the order, because Fua don't give a shit. And Yaiba has very little control over Fua. Park Hunter gets attacked by the Magia. Arto tries to save him. Doesn't work. Magia laughs at the owner's dream and stuff. Arto gets real pissed about that. And Izu shows up with 01 Driver. Arto takes it. He gets beamed up to the satellite to get the manual downloaded into his brain. So he knows how to fight. And that's when he becomes 01. Fights the Magia. AIM. Fua takes the Shot Riser out of this glass case that's in the van. For some reason. I don't know why the Shot Riser was in a glass case. That was easily breakable. But he takes it, starts blowing up Magia. Arto01 fights the Magia. We also see Jin get attacked by one of the base Magia, but he shoots it in kind of that shock moment for a lot of people when they first watched the show. People still talk about that to this day. about Jin just straight up executing one of the Magias. But he takes out the Magia, or Arto takes out the Magia. Vespa Jinrai gets the day off. The Zetsumarais key, and Arto heads to Hidden Intelligence, accepting the role of president. And also the partner thanks him. Not verbally, but he gives him a little wink and nod, like, hey, I know you saved me. Thanks, kid. But that takes us to episode 2. Is AI the enemy or an ally? So Iza and Arto arrive at Hidden Intelligence. Jin and his group are not pleased about Arto, running the place. Arto ends up running the security because he doesn't have access to go in the gate for some reason. I think it's because he's not using his phone thing to get access. He just keeps tapping the button. But one of the security guys, Mamoru, as we'll find out later, scans him and is just like, oh, hi, President. Sorry, we'll clear this up. He gets a tour of the office before he has to meet Fu and Yaiba. They interrogate him about the whole Magia situation. They don't get much answers because Arto has no answers to give because he's new. He has no idea what he's doing or what's happening. And Fu is incredibly aggressive because he is a very angry boy at the start of this show. Very, very angry. He mellows out later, but he's a very upset puppy. But the talk gets uninterrupted by a Magia attacking the lobby. Security trying to handle it. Doesn't go well. AIM steps in, almost get sliced in half by this guy. So Iza has to tell Arto, by the way, she probably transformed, but also keep it a secret because we don't want people finding out who you are. Cue 2 episodes later where he reveals this directly to Fuwa. Because this doesn't last long, does it? I feel like it lasts probably for just a few episodes, and then they're like, fucking whatever, who cares? Because I also feel like secret identities in Writer just kind of don't exist. Not really. But he gets in there, fights the Magia for a bit, but then he gets away, and AIM shoots at him because they think he's a Humagear, I think?
Yeah.
Which feels weird. Like, he doesn't have the headphones and stuff. Why would you think he's a Humagear? But after Arto gets away, untransforms, and just kind of walks away from them, being like, he went that way! Fu was like, I want access to the progress key, and Yai was like, no. Because you are too stupid to understand how to access the stupid progress key with the goddamn gun. No. Because, canonically, all Fuwa has to do is slot the goddamn key in the gun first and then pop it open. He does not have to pry it open first to use it in the gun. It is an intelligence check, and Fuwa fails it every time. But Arto heads back to Hidden Intelligence. He thanks Mamoru for helping out. Patches him up with a little scarf he's got and tells him to go get patched up properly. Fuwa drops by once more, has a chat, tells Arto, hey, I was at Daybreak Town too. Humagears almost killed me. That is why I am a very, very unhappy dog. So, parallel between him and Arto, where Arto got saved by Humagear at Daybreak, Fuwa almost got murdered by them. Except we'll find out later that there's more to it than that. But the Magia attacks again. This lets Jin sneak in, corrupt Mamoru. And he just follows Mamoru and then just tells Arto, hi, by the way, we're Vetsuko Jinrai. We're here to, take out humanity. Bye. So Arto has to fight Mamoru as a Humagear, or as a Magia. We follow Yaiba. She's fighting off the Magia, the other Magia, Then Fua shows up. He becomes Vulcan by just prying open the key. It just reminds me that they actually made a progress key for shooting Wolf that doesn't open. You just open it slightly. It is just Fua just screaming as he tries to open the damn thing. So he fights as Vulcan. Aruto fights the other Magia, but he gets on a bike. He falls on his that gets shot out of space, and there's only one bike, as we'll find out later, in the satellite. So they have to reload it every time Aruto calls it. Why is it not loaded with multiple of them? Also, why is it in the satellite? But they fight their respective Magias, take them out. Yaiba is actually recording Fua's for research purposes. And after Fua takes out his, he sees Aruto like through the hole he created in some shipping containers as 01 before he just vanishes. But we end the episode at a press conference. Aruto shows footage of Jim talking about Metsubo Jinrai and stuff, and it's just like, we will track down Metsubo Jinrai and like stop them from like hacking human gears and stuff. And also it's like, by the way, I'm your new president, here's a joke. And Fu is like, I gotta walk away because I have an image to keep up. But that is half our episodes. How'd you feel about our first half? Tommy? Am I losing you? I think I'm losing him, folks. I think I lost Tommy. No. I'll recap the other two episodes real quick. So, episode 3, Man is a Sushi Chef. So, Aruto and Izu are showing a local sushi chef a human gear that can make sushi, see if they'll take him on. He does well, but the guy declines because he just doesn't have the heart for it. We also see that Jin is against Aruto doing these kind of in-person deals, which honestly, the best way for Aruto to learn the business is actually to do exactly this. But he's just like, well, if the pitch fails, it's on him, so yay! Yaiba ends up dropping by the restaurant, puts in a special order using some information she's got on her phone that gets transmitted to the human gear. But of course, to be the third in this situation, she sees the human gears more as tools than anything. So she kind of separates the human part of them and just focuses on the mechanical end of things. But we see a barber human gear get corrupted by Jim. He runs rampant. Fua shows up first to fight him. Fights him for a bit. Aruto and Yaiba show up. Aruto transforms separately. Fights him for a bit, but it ends up escaping after it like ties up Aruto in its tentacles, and then Aruto's like, "Oh, I better leave before Fua decides to shoot me." And as he runs off screen, Fua shoots at him. It knocks the tentacles off Aruto, and Aruto's like, "Ah, thank you," and then leaves. We check in with him at the office. He's sad about both losses, but Izu's working with Zaya on a solution for Magi at least. That's when the human gear asks Aruto for info on a heart, so he can better perform as a sushi chef. And he's just like, we can't really provide that. That's not a thing we have data on. But they decide to do the next best thing, which is to go ask around his apprentices and stuff and talk to them. the one they do, he ends up showing them footage of like some special technique of his, and I love this scene because Izu's hopping up and down behind Aruto trying to watch the camera or watch the footage because she's too short. It's adorable. But between that and the human gear, like picking out special ingredients, he recreates the whole thing and tells the boss, it's like, I understand this because like it's you, it's what you do, it's your thing, and I want to learn that. So after trying out the sushi, the chef's like, all right, another 10,000 and you'll get it right. And he's like, all right, 10,000, here we come. But that's when the Magi attacks again. He corrupts a bunch of human gears in the area, including our chef friend. Oh no. He gets lost in the shuffle of a bunch of other like goon human gears. But Aruto doesn't really want to fight him, but then Yaiba shows up like, hey, you can back these guys up and like, stop this from save them before something like this happens. And that's when she transforms into Valkyrie. You get to see her for the first time. At this point, with the chef going, hey, it's fine. We'll figure something out. So Aruto transforms. He goes off, fights the main one, but Biden Shark takes it out. Yaiba takes out a bunch of the Magia, a bunch of the goon ones herself. Fua is also there, sees this, surprised that there were 2 shot risers, because he was not told anything, which, to be fair, Yaiba probably is not in the mood to tell him anything at this point in the show. Aruto gets our chef guy a new human gear. Fortunately, this human gear has got to learn from scratch to make sushi, but old guy's like, fine. And we end the episode with Yaiba reporting to Guy of Zaya about the progress keys in Hidden's possession because she slipped in a little like spy camera thing into the human gear chef. But that takes us to our last episode, episode 4. The bus guide saw it. It's Anna's truth. So Aruto and Izu are observing a tour guide human gear. She's given a tour of the area, which includes a stop at the outskirts of Daybreak Town at this one dam we will be revisiting a lot because it's the closest thing we have for a set on Daybreak Town, because otherwise we just have this interior shot for later. We find out that the explosion at Daybreak Town happened at a factory, and it was considered an accident of some sort. But the son of the guy working at that factory is part of the tour guide, and a bunch of the kids bully him, being like, his father blew it up on purpose. Before Aruto and Izu can do anything about it, Magi attacks. Aruto doesn't have time to intervene because AIM shows up immediately, try to take it out. It gets away. This leads us back to the office where Fua and the kid are talking to Aruto and Izu. Fua is like the kid. He wants answers on like why Daybreak Town happened. So him and the kid go off to go do something about it. Aruto decides he's going to try to take the initiative, talk to the vice president, try to get answers. Gets nothing because the vice president's like, you don't want to know the truth. It's better you don't know because plausible deniability and all that. So I don't have an answer for you besides the answer you already know. Goodbye. So Aruto decides to head Daybreak the next day. The tour guide here is going to help out because she wants to know the truth too, because she's a tour guide. She wants to know to accurately tell the truth history. So we follow Fu and the kid the next day. They're getting ready. Yaiba drops by to be like, you're going into a restricted area and I didn't give you orders to do so. And Fu was like, you're not my boss. And Yaiba's like, yes I am, but I can't stop you, so here's a progress key in case things go bad. And it's the punching Kong progress key. Izu's also prepped a new key for Aruto. It's the Flying Falcon key for the Magia. But as Fu and the kid try to set out, a bunch of Magia goons show up. Aruto intervenes, shows himself as 0-1 to Fua, tells him and the kid to go and take the tour guide human gear with them since she can lead them where they need to go. He fights it, goes to Flying Falcon, fights in the air for a bit. We follow Fua, the kid, and the human gear to the factory. They end up going to like the center of the factory. They don't really find anything in the rubble, but Fua's like, don't give up, we'll find something. But then a bunch of Magi units attack. Fua goes punching Kong to fight him off. Eventually, the kid finds this little memory card, and the Human Gear takes it to kind of like recover the data on it. But as Naruto and the Magi come crashing in, it corrupts the tour guide. But surprisingly, and I think the only instance of this of the whole show, she holds out against the corruption, manages to play the replay data, or play the surveillance footage of the kid's dad shutting down the factory, like locking it down, because a bunch of Human Gears have gone rogue because of Hirobi and Metsubo Jinrai being like, we are declaring our war against humanity. And he just self-destructs the factory because it will stop these Human Gear from killing a whole bunch of people. And once she shows that footage, she ends up shutting down. And Fua, bit of rage, takes out the Magia. And he's like, we're taking that Human Gear into custody. But it gets disintegrated by off-screen Hirobi, who just kind of walks away to be like, well, can't have that get out. But truth does get out in the news report the next day. The kid's not bullied anymore because it's like, oh, your dad was a hero. And Naruto and Fua are kind of on better terms. Not much, but a little bit of better terms. And that's episode 4, folks. I think I'm still lost on me. I'm gonna step away real quick before I give like final thoughts on these 4 episodes. Alright, back, folks. I think I'm still lost on it, but 3 and 4, good. Standalone episodes. It's weird that we're having the start of a writer show and not having two-parters. Because I don't think the start of the show has two-parters until we get to the job arc. Which probably is why people don't like the job arc, is because it's a bunch of two-parters in the middle of the show rather than the start of the show. But it's good episodes. I like it. We get a lot of pieces on the board, a lot of progress, a lot of introductions. Granted, we get a lot of form changes and stuff, but it doesn't feel like they're the big focus. They're rather just, hey, they are here for the fight scenes, but the focus is the plot and the characters and stuff, which is why this feels better than it did in Saber. Because Saber kind of does the same thing, where it has a bunch of form changes and stuff at the start of the show. But yeah, it's been a while since this has happened, but I'm gonna take the opportunity to Tommy doesn't get back to us. Probably cut the episode here at the 117 mark. Should be able to. Where is it? Added a marker for when I highlight this tomorrow to cut the episode here, folks. Yeah, Tommy gets back, I'll try down here. So Wednesday, it's us doing more of the Rocket League Battle Royale mode, which is better than I was expecting. But being honest, I was not expecting Rocket League of all things to have a fairly good Battle Royale mode, and it doesn't even feel like a Battle Royale mode in the sense, because it doesn't fall into the traditional like gameplay loop of a Battle Royale, since you're not really worried about the shield and stuff. You're more worried about getting knocked out and getting back in the arena, because it's all movement tech stuff, which is kind of secretly one of Rocket League's like big drawing points for like higher level gameplay. I feel like is the movement tech of the game. Thursday is a Great Final 5 and Mighty Riders. So we get to take a look at one of the Great Battle games. We're doing them kind of out of order because that's just how the RNG random number generator decided to throw them at us. Saturday will be TGS. We'll get stock chop on games and stuff for the news. Not super sure offhand what we'll be talking about specifically. Can't remember anything offhand that we're going to probably end up talking about. And then next week, we're going to continue 0-1 with the next 4. So if you like what you're seeing, folks, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Chip away the logo, add season on Twitter, gives everybody's whole life. Especially when it does your attack. Consistently, grab by, say hi. See you Wednesday, folks. Oh, folks, I guess I'm waiting for Tommy to wake up so we can end this show. Fuck. I wonder if Informer posted their episode about Halo for this past week. I didn't see it yesterday. No, I haven't. Okay. They were one of the people I was watching for thoughts on the show. I will say it's gotten better in the last few weeks. Not perfect, mind you. I don't think I can call the show good. I think it's fine. I think it's fairly middle of the road until like these last couple episodes where it's very like, we figured out what works in the show and we're doing more of that. But like whether or not it like stays the course or not, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the show will make a hard left turn into something really good, or make a hard right turn into something really bad. I kind of am down for either. Like if this show goes bad, which it really hasn't, I don't think. I think it's done some not good things, but they've been balanced out by decent stuff. Like it needs to do some real head-ass stupid shit in the next like 3 episodes to really like tank it, in my opinion. Otherwise, it's just been fine. It's not great, but fine. Actually started a rewatch of Double because I wanted to do a rewatch of Phase 2 Heisei because it's my preferred era of writer. But I started Double. I watched the first 2 episodes, but I haven't watched much more than that. Got a bunch of stuff on my plate at the moment. Like I got these Revy figures I want to get painted up. I've got Xenoblade Chronicles I want to finish off. I played a bunch of it today. I got Tokyo Sessions that I want to finish off as well. I'm like decently far into that game too. I recently picked up 13 Sentinels because of course it did. Hey Charizard! It is okay, Autobot. I know what he said. It's fine. Hey, Charizard, how's it going? Yeah, they lean real hard on that, which... Okay, weirdly enough, I was seeing a conversation in Soda Pop Discord, what was it? Last week or so. Because they got into a conversation about the ages. Yeah, her name was Hana before she ended up joined Cult. And she became Aguilera when she was in the Cult. That's because she was a small baby child when she joined the Cult. She didn't know her real name was Hana. She just thought her name was Aguilera the whole time. I'm pretty sure they said that in an episode. I think. Because Julio hasn't a whole identity and name before he joined the Cult. And the cult actually also predates Aguilera. Yeah, she was handed the outfit, but no scarf. She doesn't have the scarf that everyone else in the weekend has, which is odd, and I don't know if that's supposed to mean anything. Look, it's fine. She doesn't have a demon anymore. It's fine. Also, Sakura vouched for them, and she could probably kick all of their asses. So, I don't think they can say no. Yeah. Dropping into her emo phase with the big hard rock song, the generic hard rock song. But as I was saying, the conversation about the actor's age is because, like, it's one of those times where it's just like, this might be a little weird if there's a big age gap. And, like, technically, folks, Sakura's actress is underage, I believe, by US laws. I would assume so, considering Vale came from the dad, so I assume it's a genetic thing. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, Sakura's actress is... that is not the correct Sakura. Yeah, what was her actress? Where did I put my calculator? Oh, there it is. Yeah, Sakura's actress is like 18 currently, and Aguilera's actress is 26, if I recall correctly. Oh, I'm sure he will. As soon as they let him do anything of importance. It's fine. I think Tommy's fell asleep on me when we were talking about 01, so I could use someone to talk to about stuff as I wait for him to wake up so we can end the stream. But yeah, Aguilera's actress is... nice. Yeah, 26. It's like there's that like age gap, and technically Hana's underage thing, but like it's whatever. It's not like they did anything like explicit. Ooh, I'll just mention in Tommy the Dynamax Adventure odds because I saw them in the Discord chat I'm in. I was like, damn, I forgot the shiny odds. Dynamax Adventures are stupid. She's 26, not 21. I forget what the age consent law in Japan is, so mimic that and versus America, it's fucking whatever. They're not doing anything explicit anyway, so it doesn't matter. Right. I just mentioned that. I was like, I mentioned the odds to him earlier. But yeah, what are you? Shine the Hunt event. Ah. That's gotta be one of the roughest shiny hunts since it takes forever. Because isn't it? Isn't the shininess determined on startup for starters? So you have to hard reset the game every time. Oof. Oof. But can't you save? Oh, okay, so it's not determined. Okay. I didn't know what the determination point for it was. I wasn't sure whether it was like on the game starting up or if it was like just before you chose. Good thing it's just before you chose. It's at least that instead of having to go through the entire opening of Heart Gold again and again and again to get a shiny on a 1 in 8,000 plus chance. Ah, okay, so it will show up shiny on that choice. Or on that screen. That's good. Or at least I assume. Oh. Okay, that's good. I actually started reading the Gold Silver Crystal run for Pokemon Adventures. I'm through a little more than half of the first volume. They have a Heart Gold Soul Silver portion, but I'm not to it yet because I'm trying to read them in the order you're supposed to read them in, which is just the more or less the release order of the games. It's been good. Gold is a little shit. Ah, that's cool. Is it a good, a fairly decent price drop at least? I did not remember the original price on it, so I'm gonna assume that's a good price drop. You know, I got asked in Tokedon podcast, or it was just kind of a question in general, but whether you would want a helmet or belts. And I'll be honest, I'm not a DX toy person. I absolutely do not have the room for belts and DX gimmicks, and I'll be honest, tracking like. If I wanted to go in on DX gimmicks, I would want to get not necessarily all of them, but at least most of the line. And there is just some stuff I'm just like, no, I would not want this, and other stuff to be like, this is a thing I don't want, and also it's going to be a pain in the ass to get. Ugh. Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier because we mentioned to Zavi that like that Visam set's coming out. It does not have Queen Bee. Even though it has... it's the same reason all of the other animals are associated with other writers. It's because they just pulled names out of a hat and slammed them next to a writer name. That's it. I'll be honest, the shoe build does not make any sense with Hibiki as even as someone who has watched Hibiki to a decent degree. Granted, I'm not even sure what the fuck a shoe build is to start with. I think it's like I assume it's like a pelican subspecies of some kind. Oh no, it's a stork subspecies. I'm sorry. That sounds about right. But like, none of the animals make sense. Double is the closest one to making sense. The rest of them don't. Technically, it's a buffalo, but yeah. Yeah, it's essentially a bull. So dumb. I'm just like, fucking whatever. These animals will never make sense. George just randomly slams an animal with a rider and just like, but this is done. I just looked up pictures of a shoebill. Because I thought it was like a pelican subspecies of some kind, but it's actually a stork subspecies. Autobot does not like your language today, apparently. Autobot is very cranky. But yeah, we have not gotten Queen Bee at all. Even in this set, where it would probably make sense to give us Queen Bee. So... I'm under the assumption we're getting Queen Bee in something at some point. I'm assuming because Sakura continues to subvert everyone else above her in terms of rider positions, because she's already subverted Daiji as secondary rider. And she's quietly trying to work on subverting Ikki as primary rider. I'm just waiting for that to happen, and it's just like, well, Aguilera is a secondary rider now, just by association. Here's her belt, here's her vice stamp. Go pre-order on Premium Bandai for like the $80 or something. We'll give you both the not rider version and the new rider version. Since technically the non-rider vice stamps have their own transformations and all that. So you best believe if we make her a rider and give her a fancy new vice stamp, like a regular like rider associated Queen Bee vice stamp, you better believe we're gonna make you pay for both. Oh, hey, ma. 02 Soto finally shipped. Now waiting on Ami shipping by 7. I don't think so. I assume this is some new SpongeBob movie. Oh wait, is this a fan movie? Or a fan project of some kind? Ah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I did a quick Google search and their Twitter came up first. And I was like, oh, okay, that takes me back. Yeah, here's the thing. Viacom was notorious about their copyright shenanigans. They're very bad about that a lot of the times. It does not surprise me one goddamn bit that they tracked down this thing and tried to nuke it. Of course, it only matters if it's on YouTube. They don't care if it's on like some other website that is not YouTube. Also, Tommy might be back. Tommy, are you back with us?
Yes and no.
I went ahead and recapped the other half of the episodes because since I lost you there for a bit, I was just like, well, I might as well recap the rest of the episodes, then we might end off. Because I assume you're probably feeling as tired as I was today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I figured. But do you have any thoughts on the back half of the episodes you want to drop real quick?
I mean, besides the thing that I feel like I pointed out yesterday about not realizing that, you know, Guy actually was in the show this freaking early.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't really think of anything.
I just found it odd that we have a human here prove that they can like fight the corruption of the Zetsumo driver, and like shut themselves down, and that never gets brought up again.
Ever.
That never happens again. Also, yeah, look, like I said, Viacom is known for their copyright shenanigans. It wouldn't matter if there was not a drop of the original movie in there. They would have just nuked it anyway on principle alone, because copyright, it's fucking nonsense. But yeah, I say we end off here so we can both get some sleep.
That sounds like a plan.
Alright, I already did all the outro and stuff, so I hate to say the stars are, but we're gonna head off because we could probably both use some sleep. But thanks for dropping by, folks. We'll see you Wednesday.